for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
Prince Harry abandoned everything he knew from a young age, trying to protect his wife and kids from the British media. While it seemed like a good choice at the time, rumors of scandals involving his wife are threatening the peace that he seems to have recently found in their union. Just how true are these allegations? Is it possible that Meghan might have offered more than talent for opportunity while she climbed up the slippery and chaotic ladder of Hollywood? Join us as we discuss Harry's shock at Weinstein's allegations about his wife's dirty past. Meghan's Hollywood bargain.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, was so willing to abdicate her role as a working royal while taking her husband with her in this decision, forcing him to leave everything he had ever known behind in pursuit of so-called freedom. At least, that is how it looks. However, with a little bit more nitpicking and a closer look beyond the surface, a dark image erupts, looming heavily like a dark cloud over her career and her marriage. Perhaps her Hollywood legacy required a bit more of herself.
Sammy, I just want you to know that
offered up to movie producers in exchange for prominent roles. Well, let's see, shall we? The image and reputation of the British royal family have been up in flames a lot of times over the past half-century. However, they have always been able to put out the fire and find different ways to gloss it over with some perfectly timed charity work or unexpected donations in some third-world countries. Talk about serious PR moves. But this time, life has thrown them an unusual curveball. Although one could argue that a broken marriage isn't something the royal family hasn't dealt with before, a royal prince leaving the family and his duty with his wife and children altogether and now facing whispers of an impending divorce is a whole new step. Nobody saw that one coming. But in the journey of life, not all roads are on the map. This one definitely wasn't on it for Prince Harry. Their marriage had always had a little bit more to it than the usual drama from the British royal playbook. First, there was the Tiara Gate incident, and then there were the veiled racist attacks allegedly stemming from the inner corridors of Buckingham Palace, but the final straw was the deliberate decision to leave their position as working royals together with their children and choose to live in the United States. As you can imagine, Meghan Markle got a bit of stick for it, as royal insiders suggested that she drove a wedge between Prince Harry and the royal family, creating discord in a family that had been banded together in their love for each other despite their very obvious flaws. While some believe it might be the best decision for Prince Harry and his family, others couldn't see past a regret coming his way. Over the years, it has seemed like the former made a much better assessment of the situation. However, recent rumors have come to light from a certain Harvey Weinstein, who claims to have access to Meghan's deepest, darkest secrets. Is there really a chance Harvey Weinstein knows that much about Meghan Markle? Harvey Weinstein exposes Meghan's dirty past. Anyone looking to hit the American entertainment space has definitely heard the name Harvey Weinstein. Harvey's popularity in celebrity circles and influence around the hallowed halls of Hollywood had all been parts of his charm since he started the Harvey Weinstein Company with his brother Bob Weinstein. Less than a decade after he opened the company, he hit milestones that no one thought was possible, but such was his influence and eccentric personality. While he hovered in between the corridors of power, accumulating a plethora of friends in high places, his reach grew in leaps and bounds, and everyone wanted a piece of the action. His influence in the entertainment atmosphere gave him unrestricted access to a pool of talents, men and women alike, most of whom have given him his flowers for strategically placing them in places where their talents got recognized and landed them that major role that boosted their careers. However, in 2017, an anchor of rumors forced his smooth-sailing ship to a halt, cracking the hull and letting in a flood of criticism enough to sink his reputation. On October 5, 2017, the New York Times posted news about Harvey Weinstein, accusing him of erotic misconduct against two actresses, Rose McGowan and Ashley Judd, who had come forward to air out their anger and discomfort. Harvey was too smart not to understand that this was trouble, and he knew the media game like the back of his hands, so he played. First, to get the sharks off his back, he apologized for his misgivings and promised to be a better person. Having done that, He felt that he had softened the blow on his career and reputation. Little did he know that he had opened a can of worms. Upon seeing that the first two women had chosen to aggressively pursue justice, other women whom he had allegedly dealt the same poor hand started coming out of the woodwork with justice on their minds and some serious allegations from their mouths. Some claimed that he forced them to massage him while he was completely unclad and made false promises to land them big roles on the silver screen. They had seen him do it, so it wasn't that hard to believe. Although he pleaded guilty to some of these allegations, admitting that he had caused a lot of pain to a lot of women who only wanted to show what talent they had and hoped to be platformed correctly, his reputation was already in the gutters, and there wasn't much he could do about it. While his case dragged on, he faced the cold steel of justice, where he was cut a 16-year jail term for forcefully having his way with an actress in Los Angeles. Everyone with internet access knows who Harvey Weinstein is. Hence, when he recently came on to talk about women who have willingly offered more than talents for opportunities to climb up the Hollywood food chain, he allegedly mentioned Meghan Markle. While some rebutted his allegations as the ramblings of a madman whose mind has been numbed by the cold, hard walls of prison, others reasoned with his ideas, with questions hovering on about Meghan's sudden rise to fame, from briefcase girl on the popular show Deal or No Deal to Lois Lane, badass paralegal cum lawyer on the popular television series Suits. How have these allegations affected Meghan and Harry? The fallout. Meghan and Harry under fire. While Prince Harry might have left Buckingham Palace to protect his family from the British royal family's scrutiny and the media's eyes out of love for his wife Meghan and their kids, leaving a place where he grew up with a name that carried serious presence and power with some modicum of fear and respect, was never going to be easy. But he did it anyway. Hence, a bit of loyalty from Meghan would obviously be the least he expects. While that had never been in question, if their public appearances are anything to go by, Harvey Weinstein's allegations about Meghan's desperation before she became one of Hollywood's creme de la creme might have fanned the fire a little bit, and now it's getting hot in there. Except for child actors, not many people could claim to have been born stars, and Meghan Markle definitely was not born a star. Although she had always had a propensity to do well on the big screen, luck and opportunity needed to align to make something happen. While any well-connected human being can create an opportunity, the idea of making your own luck is not as easy as it sounds, and someone like Meghan before the fame could definitely tell you that. She started pretty small. It was almost as though no one knew who she was. Although her stint on the corporate television show Suits displayed her range, timing, spontaneity, and perfect line deliveries, no one could have known all that if she didn't get the chance to show that she could do it. However, before that opportunity, she used to work as the briefcase girl on the Deal or On Deal stage during the second season, which lasted between 2006 and 2007. While her stunning beauty was no contest, all she did was parade a briefcase while she smiled. Yet, just 4 years later, she landed the role of Rachel Zane on a television show, sharing the set with renowned stars like Gabriel Macht and Wendell Price, who played Robert Zane, her father, on the show. The rise was surely meteoric, as much as it was suspicious. Think about it for a second. There are a million actresses who had already made a name for themselves in Hollywood and had the know-how and panache to play a role like that, but it's a model from the Deal or No Deal stage who wins the audition. Speculations and rumors about her rise loosened a cannon of fire on her marriage and threatened to burn it down. As expected, Harry was shocked to oblivion. He's just a man who wanted a new life for his family, but then it just seems like he couldn't catch a break. Considering this current rumor about his wife in the United States, was it really different from what he ran away from back in the United Kingdom? Or just another variant of the same never-ending battle? Why Harry really left the United Kingdom? Prince Harry was raised in wealth and opulence like never seen before. However, despite his rich upbringing, he faced traumas that most people couldn't survive as children. First, he lived through the divorce of his mother, Princess Diana, from his father, King Charles, who had fallen in love with Queen Camilla Parker Bowles at the time. While he powered through that during his childhood, it wasn't long before he lost his mother to a fatal accident in Paris while she was being chased down by paparazzi who were hunting for glory. While he grew up, watching his parents get torn apart and his mother's demise to boot. He wasn't going to wait idly by and watch his children suffer anything close to that. Prince Harry had always been different, a complete nonconformist who would only play by his own sets of rules. Even as a working royal, he favored a more modern approach, where he got as close as possible to the waiting crowd, shaking their hands and exchanging very quick talks. It seemed like he wanted to bring the crown closer to the people so that they could see the gem for what it was. While his nonconformism made him a people's favorite, it didn't really fly in the regal circles. There is a culture, a tradition, a set way of doing things, which his older brother, Prince William, the heir apparent, willfully follows. However, Harry was different, and everyone knew it. He made his choices based on his emotions, not what anyone else might say, and that trickles down all the way into his personal life and his choice of a life partner. Between 2012 and 2014, he dated actress Cressida Bonas, moved on with model Sarah Ann Macklin in 2016, and had a plethora of other relationships before he met Meghan Markle. It was love at first sight, or first digital sight. He had seen a group picture on a friend's phone, and he wanted to see that face for the rest of his life. For him, it was a simple decision. However, she was neither British, European, nor white. Although the last bit doesn't matter, or at least it shouldn't, the plot thickens right there. He noticed a general pattern of hate and dislike for the woman he married, even before the marriage, but he kept it hush-hush and for good reasons. For example, her choice of a tiara created a massive rift, further widening the gap between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family. But how could a small headpiece like the tiara have caused that much drama? The tiara drama and a shadow of prejudice. As is tradition during royal weddings, the Queen shows off a plethora of tiaras to her daughter or daughters-in-law and asks them to make a choice, picking whatever might suit their wedding dresses. And it was unsurprisingly not an exception in Meghan's case. Before the tiara was chosen, reports had ensued that the once funny and calm prince had reneged on his old self and chosen a new path of edginess and petulance, suddenly making the once dreamy prince a nightmare to be around. While these rumors circulated in the media, with so-called royal insiders playing the devil's advocate and backing up the claims, Prince Harry was planning his marriage to the love of his life, and nothing else mattered at the time. The rumors suggested that Meghan threw a fit because she wasn't allowed her choice of the emerald tiara by the Queen. Allegedly, Prince Harry walked in and said, "What Meghan wants, Meghan gets." The comment sounded like a complete defiance to the authority of the crown. As you can imagine, British people weren't having it at all. The narrative had been driven to seem as though a black American girl, with no smidgen of royalty in her blood, had come to undermine the authority of their queen while having her son wrapped around her finger. The situation was dubbed Tiaragate by the British media, successfully creating a hate campaign against their union, and in the name of Meghan Markle. However, Harry couldn't care less. He was going to marry Meghan regardless of the media noise or carefully curated lies to smear her image. After their wedding, the noise, the media babble continued. This time, they were racially inspired. For every first world country, the theory of inclusion and diversity has been flirted with numerous times. However, when the rubber finally meets the road, there are sudden switches that show their true colors, and this was Meghan's greatest fear, fleshed out by comments from the royal family about the possibility of her child's skin color. Whatever happened to inclusion and diversity, eh? The tiara drama was only the beginning. What started as a simple media-fueled problem morphed into something more insidious, something that attacked not just her, but the future of her kids. Meghan Markle is a beautiful black woman who has shown immense pride in her culture and heritage, regardless of her marriage into the royal family. However, in 2021, during an interview with Oprah Winfrey, she opened up about events that unfolded while she was pregnant with her son, Archie. There were intense speculations about what his skin color might be, with stern warnings that if he looked anything like his mother, there was a strong possibility that he would be denied his title, rights, and the protection detail that would naturally be allocated to a prince. However, while the judgment had gone on behind the scenes, and some deep states in the royal family have long controlled narratives, Harry decided to fight back, controlling the narrative with the release of his book, Spare. Just how much did he tell? After Prince Harry left the royal family and denounced his duty as a working royal, he had the time for an introspection and a reflection of his life, from childhood to adulthood, leading to the creation of his memoir, Spare. The title, rather catchy, meant a lot to him and his father, King Charles, who had once been heard telling the late Princess Diana that she had not only given him an heir, but also a spare, Harry. He recognized his role as the child with the least significance in the pecking order, as far as royalty was in question. Hence, he chose to live his life as he wanted. However, he figured out that even though he didn't have the throne, he also didn't have the freedom to simply do whatever he wanted without some backlash. There were rules everyone played by, and they also applied to him, but Harry wanted more. He was the adventurous type. Maybe a different man from the royal family might have kept the family's secret away from the pages of a book. Harry was a nonconformist who couldn't care less about their rules. First, he explained the whole Tiara drama, claiming that the British media parroted wild claims that they were fed from inside the palace by people who just couldn't stand the sight of his black wife. According to Harry, the aide was flatly insubordinate, refusing to respond to texts, and when she did reply, it was a seriously cryptic message to get you off her back. While he understood exactly how much workload the aide had on her schedule, he realized that she could make some time to at least find a creative solution to the tiara problem, as Meghan needed to try it on. After weeks of pressure, she finally told Meghan that the tiara could only leave the palace with an orderly and a police escort. Of course, the value of this tiara can hardly be fitted into words. A police escort seemed a bit much, but Harry agreed anyhow. Protocols are protocols. However, the aide still did not respond. Just a couple of weeks before the wedding, the doorbell rang. Alas, it was Angela Kelly, the insubordinate aide. She and Harry exchanged some stares and a few words, and she left with more unsaid words and bottled up her ire. While the story rang everyone's bell, the Tiara-gate incident had already smeared Meghan's reputation in the United Kingdom, and there wasn't much she could do about it anyway. Obviously, Harry's decision to leave the United Kingdom is a dark spool of conspiracies that he had unwinded in his memoir. While he thought he would find some peace in the United States, Weinstein seems to unsettle him again. How does he, together with his wife, respond to Harvey's claims? Meghan and Harry's public response to Harvey Weinstein. While Meghan and Harry's stay in the United States has been quite easy on the eyes, with several public appearances and their tell-all interviews with Oprah Winfrey, it almost seemed like life was good again, and they could finally catch a break from all the conspiracies and dark predictions about their children's future. They had finally come into their own, with Meghan preparing to work again, and Prince Harry contemplating a possible sequel to his tell-all memoir, Spare. Although there has been no confirmation on whether he will release a sequel to the book, some recent reports suggest that he had a publishing agreement with Penguin Random House, which encompasses writing 4 different books, for which he got an advance of $20 million. While their union seems on the right track now, Harvey's alleged claim about Meghan's past seems like the final straw and a chance at a divorce. However, the couple, who are no strangers to media storms, have decided to ride it out in the easiest way. Although Harry remains shocked by the traumatic impacts of Harvey's words, as they keep playing on and on in his mind like a broken tape, Meghan remains calm amidst the storm. It wouldn't be the first time that a beautiful actress had been accused of sleeping her way to the top. However, the most damning comment from Harvey is his horrible description of the dynamics of their marriage. Harvey allegedly said that he was certain that Meghan had an ulterior motive to have stepped towards the prince in the first place, and that love wasn't her only motivation, if it ever was in the first place. Although these claims are all rooted in conjecture and rumors, they were out there to mar Meghan's reputation. While there are claims of a possible lawsuit from Harry and Meghan against Harvey, they have handled it like pros and see him as a storm in a teacup. Moreover, he's serving 16-odd years in jail, so a slam-dunk lawsuit will be a cheap shot, like fish in a barrel. Although they might have denounced their titles, Harry and Meghan still handle business like royalty. Could Harvey Weinstein be telling the truth about Meghan? Do you think Meghan might have played Harry like a fiddle to force their way to the United States? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.